Why Ferrari keep losing races? Picture this, it's lap 40 of 58, Ferrari is P1. Their car is the fastest on track, their driver is calm, their tires are holding, everything is perfect, and then they lose the race. Not because of a crash, not because of rain, not because another driver did anything special. They lost it in a radio message that lasted 4 seconds. This is the Ferrari strategy problem, and it's been happening for 15 years. To understand why Ferrari keep doing this, we need to talk about what strategy actually means in Formula 1, because it's nothing like what most people think. When you watch a race on TV, you see cars overtaking each other, you see pit stops, you see fastest laps, but what you're actually watching is a chess match playing out at 300 kilometers per hour. Every tire has a window. Soft tires, fast but they die in 15 to 20 laps. Medium tires, balanced around 25 to 30 laps. Hards, slower, but they can last 40 laps if you're careful. Strategy is the art of using those windows better than your competitors, and the team that reads the race the fastest, not the fastest car on the road, usually wins. Ferrari, almost every season, have the fastest car on Saturdays, and almost every season they find a way to not win on Sundays. So what's actually going wrong? It comes down to 3 things. First, reactive strategy. Ferrari have historically called their pit stops after their rivals instead of before. In F1, this is huge. If Red Bull pits on lap 22 and Ferrari pits on lap 24, Ferrari have just given up 2 laps of track position for no reason. They're copying instead of predicting. The great strategy teams, Mercedes in their dominant years, Red Bull more recently, they don't wait to see what the other side does. They calculate 2 or 3 moves ahead and commit. Ferrari too often wait. Second, communication between driver and pit wall. F1 radio communications are public, and if you go back through Ferrari's races over the last several seasons, you'll notice something. The driver is often confused. What are we doing? Are we going long? Should I push? These are questions you should not be asking on lap 35 of 58. The strategy should already be clear. Third, and this is the most painful one, tire management under pressure. Ferrari drivers have consistently been told to manage the tires at the wrong moment. You don't manage tires when you're leading. You push, you build a gap, you then manage from safety. Ferrari often do it backwards. Let me make this concrete with an example. Take a hypothetical scenario, and I say hypothetical because I can't show you the actual broadcast, but this pattern has played out almost identically multiple times. Ferrari is leading. Competitor pits from second place on lap 25. They take fresh mediums. Ferrari's race engineer gets on the radio. There's a pause, a long pause. 7 seconds of silence on the pit wall while the strategist calculates. Ferrari pits on lap 27, 2 laps later. Their driver comes up behind their competitor with cold tires on a track that requires 2 full laps to heat them up properly. In those 2 laps, the competitor has warm tires in track position. The race is effectively over. 2 laps, 7 seconds of silence, that's all it took. The machinery costs $400 million. The driver earns $50 million a year, and the race was lost in a moment of hesitation. To be fair to Ferrari, and I want to be fair here, things have been changing. Since 2022, they've overhauled their strategy department significantly. New data systems, new simulation tools, and a cleaner chain of command on the pit wall. The gap between their race pace and their strategy execution has been closing, but the problem runs deep. It's cultural. Ferrari are a team with 75 years of history, of politics, of internal pressure. Every strategy call is made in front of a team that has been winning races since before your parents were born. That kind of pressure does something to decision-making speed. Red Bull, by contrast, is a relatively young team. Adrian Newey built their culture from scratch. When they call a pit stop, the decision has already been rehearsed 100 times in simulation. There's no hesitation because the answer was already calculated 3 laps ago. That cultural difference between a team built on legacy and a team built on process is ultimately what separates strategy winners from strategy losers in modern F1. Formula 1 isn't just a sport about who has the fastest car, it's a sport about who makes the best decisions under the most pressure, in the least amount of time, with incomplete information. Ferrari have the drivers, they have the car. What they're still building is the nerve, the ability to commit to a call, even when you're not sure, even when the whole world is watching, even when getting it wrong means front pages across Italy the next morning. And honestly, that's what makes them fascinating to watch.